Hey everyone, so today we're talking about HEMA. No, not that HEMA. HEMA, Historic East Asian Martial Arts. Alright, sorry about the tacky joke, but in all honesty I think it's probably one of my better ones, so you see the unfortunate standard of humour that those around me have to put up with. So Historic East Asian Martial Arts is what I've been jokingly calling my way of sparring with my friends. And so the problem that we have is that with Asian swords martial arts, especially Korean and Japanese ones like we practice, then there's Kendo and Gumdo being the main ones, and they both are essentially the same thing, and they originate from Gekiken. And Gekiken was a sport. Through and through it was a sport. It came about back in Japan when they banned swords, so that swords teachers could have a way to make a living because it was seen as a sport rather than as a martial art to kill and to cause harm to other people. So Kendo and Gumdo are the modern versions of Gekiken. And in Kendo then there are 4 striking zones. You can strike to the head, you can do a stab to the throat, you can cut to the wrist, and you can cut to the torso or to the belly. And because there are 4 striking zones, then all of the cuts are aimed toward these 4 striking zones, and the whole idea of Kendo is that you have to protect these 4 striking zones. And I don't think it's a very accurate or historically accurate representation of swordsmanship, because back in history you had to protect your legs, you had to protect your upper arms, you had to protect everything. And you see in Kendo then, in very high level Kendo then, you see sometimes that they defend against cuts to the head by moving their head out of the way and receiving it to their shoulder. And historically that wouldn't have worked because that could still cause significant damage, you could still die from that. But in Kendo, because no point is awarded, then it's a fantastic defense. The other thing about Kendo is that whoever strikes first gets the point. And it doesn't matter if you got struck a tenth of a second after, if you struck first, you get the point. That's it. And historically we see that, in HEMA then you see many double kills and things like that. And they're penalised because if you get killed while you kill your opponent, then you didn't win in the end. And so then my friends and I have been trying to create a sparring system that more accurately reflects historical swordsmanship. And so that is what we've now called HEMA. So at my sparring group then, basic safety is that beginners and junior members who don't have much skill use safety sparring swords because if something could go wrong, you could injure someone without meaning to, especially when you don't have much control of the sword. So that's a blanket rule. Until you're proficient with the sword, you spar using safety swords only. And once when you get a bit more proficient, then we spar using bamboo shinai. And proper headgear and proper gloves are mandatory. On top of that, then you can wear whatever else you want for protective gear. So I often wear a thick jacket, or I've got a nice thick grappling gear, and I also wear some padding for my legs because I think getting hit to the hip and to the upper thigh can be really quite painful and it's really unpleasant. So that's my gear of choice. But as per our club, then people can wear whatever level of safety they want as long as they have proper headgear and proper gloves. Now the other thing that we do is that sparring is for fun. We're not trying to save the world, we're not trying to rewrite history, we're trying to have some fun. So keep it light, keep it friendly, just enjoy the sparring. And so then after that, after the fun has come first, then we add a competitive side to it. So we have a point scoring system, and the point scoring system is that strikes to the limbs, the arms or the legs, count for 1 point. Significant strikes to the arms or legs that would disable that limb count for 3 points. Strikes to the head and to the torso count for 3 points. And significant strikes to the head or neck or chest that would instantly end the fight, instantly win. And if you score a double blow, as in if 2 people strike at the same time or very soon after each other, then no points are awarded unless one would have been a 3-pointer and the other would have been a 1-pointer. In that case, then the person who should have scored 3 points gets 1 point only. And in that way, then we discourage double attacks and we try and focus on defending after a significant strike. The round ends at an instant win or at 10 points. And you can do however many rounds you want, but that way there's a little bit of competitiveness, there's a bit of a way to keep score, and it just adds another level of fun on top of it. The other thing is that in sparring then, showing restraint is really important because you're trying to have fun, you don't want to cause significant harm to each other. So the power of the blows don't actually matter. But what matters is that it's strike with good edge alignment. If there's not good edge alignment, no scores are counted. And if it doesn't have good structure, as in there wouldn't be a way to put significant power behind the strike, no points are counted. But if the structure is good, the form is good, and you demonstrate that you could clearly put a lot of power in behind the cut, and then you show restraint and you gently tap, that still counts as a full strike, because you're not trying to harm your sparring partner. You don't want to cause them harm, but you're trying to show off your techniques and you're trying to show that you do have good swordsmanship. And by doing that, then even without putting the power behind it, you've shown that you've got proper form there and that you've earned yourself the points. So with that, then I thought I'd show you one of the rounds that we had quite recently that demonstrates this sparring, this point system that I've created. So I hope you enjoy that.
Are you counting for TJ?
One to me.
Yeah.
I am not.
Okay. I will count. The first 10.
Oh, nice. One to TJ. One to me. One to me. I gotta get more body attack. Huh?
Oh, wait.
Children!
One to TJ. One to TJ. TJ one. One to one to me. Three to TJ.
Oh, wow.
7.
That's 3 points right to the head. 3 to me. Oh. One to TJ. Three to TJ. How many points is he on?
That's game.
11.
Oh,
11
good job,
and...
too.
Alrighty, so I hope you like that. My partner and I aren't experts, we're just trying to have some fun, but I thought that this round showed our point system quite well. And it's just how we spar. You don't have to take on the same point scoring system, you can create your own, but I think it's really important to create a point scoring system that tries to encourage proper swordsmanship rather than trying to make it like a sport, like Kendo has become. So it's not to bash on Kendo, but it's to say that Kendo is first and foremost a sport, and then it's swordsmanship. Like HEMA to sports fencing, then HEMA tries to take on a more historical characteristic, so that's what our historic East Asian martial arts is trying to emulate. So I hope you enjoyed that, and with that, I'll see you next time.